Want to turn now to the toxic water concerns here off the coast of California. For months now, a wide variety of sea life has been washing up dead or extremely sick because of a toxic algae outbreak.
The small minke whale died today. Crews attempted to move him out to the sea this week, but after every attempt, he swam back.
The toxic algae bloom has also created problems for dolphins, sea lions, and many other marine animals.
From shellfish through the food web up to sea lions, long-beaked common dolphins, seabirds.
How would you compare this year to what we've seen in the past years?
Worse, bad, horrible.
And the problem is getting so depressing that, according to the LA Times, lifeguards are taking mental health days because of the sheer number of animals they've witnessed dying. The health threat to humans also a serious concern. California's Fish and Wildlife issued shellfish safety advisories for Santa Barbara, Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, and, yes, San Diego counties. So let's bring in Vanessa Zubkowski, Senior Environmental Scientist Supervisor at California's Department of Public Health. Vanessa, thanks for joining us. These new advisories, they're in addition to the annual shellfish warnings, right? And I'm curious, what should people know about eating oysters and clams from the coast with this current algae situation?
Right. So we have advisories in place for Santa Barbara through San Diego, because that's where we've been detecting elevated levels of both paralytic shellfish poisoning toxins and domoic acid. So two different types of algae toxins are occurring in that section of the coast right now. This is in addition to the mussel quarantine, which applies to the entire California coast, but that's just for mussels. The Southern California quarantines or advisories are for all types of shellfish, clams, scallops, oysters, and mussels. But this is only for recreationally or sport harvested shellfish, not the shellfish that you're buying at the store or in a restaurant.
So if you go to your favorite seafood spot, no reservation at all about getting a dozen oysters?
Nope. They're tested really frequently.
What about actually getting into the water? Any health concerns for people that are going to be heading to the beach as temperatures only start ticking up here?
That's a good question. So the shellfish poisonings are only toxic when they're concentrated in filter feeding seafood like shellfish. They're not toxic to humans for contact recreation. Although if you see a really dense bloom, it's a good rule of thumb not to enter the water because you don't know what effects it might have, just irritation.
Good to know. Now, specifically with this sea life sickness, it doesn't seem to be getting any better, at least for now. I know the algae issue can be seasonal. So any theories here about why it's so bad this year?
It differs every year. The traditional time period where plankton does bloom is, spring and then in the fall. But we've seen toxins occur in the winter. So the seasonal pattern has kind of broken down.
And real quickly, do we have any idea as to when the current domoic acid situation could start trending down? I know numbers pretty level at last check.
Yeah, we are continuing to detect the toxin, maybe a slight decrease, but we really haven't seen it drop off in a significant way yet, unfortunately.
All right, keeping an eye on all of it. Vanessa Zubkowski, thanks.